Hello everyone, welcome to day 5 of the Living Abundance Challenge. Thank you for your patience with my tech challenges and it's wonderful to be with you all here today. So we're just going to take a minute while we give people time to jump on. This is being recorded live, so please say hello if you are here. Hello Irene, hello Rina, hello Christine, hello Penelope, hi, so nice to have you all here. Hello Karina, what amazing women. Hello Janet, welcome darling. Hello Renata, so welcome you all as you jump on. Hello Valentina, hello Sarah, hello Iris. So please, maybe just, say, could type in where you are from, where you live. Hi, Lena. It is amazing. We are an amazing group of people. I've been really, really moved by this group. I really have. It's been very heart expanding for me to be in a space of such amazing, beautiful hearts and souls. How lucky are we to be able to connect in this way? For so long, I felt really alone on this path, and that is completely transformed. We've got this abundance of amazing, amazing hearts and souls connecting. Hi, Ellen. Welcome, darling. So I would love you to start thinking about what you want. Oh, hello, Helen. Ellen in Hong Kong. Awesome. Swiss Alps. Janet is in the Swiss Alps. That's so cool. South of France, Karina. I love that we are a global family. You're based in the UK, Rina, and but Irish. I'm Canadian from Vancouver, living in London, England, in case you don't know. North London, Penelope's North London, from Australia, Sweden. I love that we've got quite a lot of Swedish people in this group. Amazing. So what I'd love you to do is make sure you have a pen and paper, a journal for this process, and that I want you to be really comfortable so that you can relax and drop in. So make sure you've got that ready for you. You might want a glass of water or something to drink so that you are nice and comfortable, taking care of yourself. Wonderful. So welcome, darling. I actually don't know how to pronounce your name. Is it Rasul? Rasul, welcome, love. And we've got a few more people jumping on as we go. So let's really take a minute to have a feel into this space. Valentina from Sweden, welcome. So I want you to know that this space, the energy of this space, and one of my gifts is to help you activate your abundance. This space is an amplifying space. And what I want you to do is bring all of yourself, bring all of you here as much as you possibly can. Lean into the space and let it transform you. This requires a level of trust and surrender. This requires a level of presence and willingness to fully show up. And obviously we work with where we are. We can't force ourselves to be anywhere we're not, but we can invite you in this moment to open up, to receive as much as possible. Because part of this abundance work is about how much are you willing to receive from all life around you. Welcome, Anna. Welcome. 2 Annas. So that's what I'd like you just to hold an intention to lean in, to receive and to be transformed, to let go and surrender. Easier said than done. I always joke that I have been the world's worst receiver. I teach about receiving and I really struggled with it. And I've been getting better and better at learning about how to receive from life. That what if life is here to actually serve you and support you? That what if life is actually designed to bring you home to the truth of who you are? And the thing is that can come through beautiful things, but it can also come through pain. It can come through struggle. And so we have a tendency to avoid pain. We have a pain avoidance strategies that might temporarily protect you, but it also creates blocks to what it is that you actually desire. So this is why it takes so much courage to do this abundance work, because you have to be willing to be vulnerable, to drop those barriers and to open up to receive and to let whatever life is bringing you, whether it's something beautiful and amazing or painful and challenging, to work with you and transform you. So really, this is a process of light work and shadow work. We have to be able to dance with all of life, not just the good stuff. Because one, that's a judgment. Good and bad is a judgment. And two, it just stops you from receiving it. And I know, because I spent a long time just trying to be in these really high vibrational frequencies, working as a healer and a channel, spiritual coach. I was in this, wanted to stay in that realm of really high frequency consciousness. But in order to stay there, I had to sort of leave my body. And this journey of abundance has been a journey of coming home. How to be really embodied through this physical body in this physical life, on this physical planet. So we're bringing all of that amazing energy that is your essence, it's your heart, it's your soul, and funneling it through the vehicle of your body, the vehicle of your life, in order to be physically manifested into reality. Because it's great, like it's beautiful to tap into those high frequency energies, and that's what I spend a lot of time doing, just like floating in the clouds, doing all sorts of interdimensional travel. I've been all around the universe and back again, but kind of avoided the earth bit, kind of avoided like this living in this life bit, because it was so friggin' painful. I found the energies of the planet and of the collective consciousness almost unbearable at times, the pain and the separation and the judgment. It felt all very, very threatening to me. So this has been a journey of coming home into life and learning how to dance with life and learning how to trust in life, learning how to feel safe in life. So that's where we then do the shadow work, and we have to dive into the painful bits, because whether it's this life or other lifetimes, whether it's from you or your family or your ancestors, you're carrying old pain and trauma in your body. Through your DNA and also through your own traumatic experiences. I've definitely had a lot of trauma from this life that I had to deal with. But actually the trauma that I've been processing, I'm still working with, actually is ancestral as well, because what I experienced from my parents is what they experienced in their family and what their parents experienced as well. So what we're doing when we're doing this inner abundance work and healing work and transformation work is you're doing it for your own life, for your family, for those around you, but you're also doing really powerful, deep transformation work for your ancestors, for your lineage. And that goes back in time through history, and it also transforms energy moving forward for the future generations. So what you're doing here is really, really profound. It goes really, really deep. It's not just about you. This is partly what I see on the soul level, is that you chose to be here to do this work. You chose to be here to anchor this new level of consciousness, to bring this high frequency energy and land it and root it and seed it into the earth, seed it through the vehicle of your life and through the vehicle of your body and through the vehicle of your business or whatever whatever vehicles that you work with. It may not be business. It could be art, for example. It could be all sorts of things. Writing, creativity. It can be even through obviously mainstream jobs like being a teacher. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're being called to do is the vehicle for your purpose, because you're in it. So you can't help it but be that. Welcome, Juliet. Welcome, fan darling. So lovely to have you here. Welcome, Jilly. So please know that it's deep. This work works on many, many, many levels, and beyond which the mind can understand. So we have to surrender and drop into a whole other place. It's like another universe from what your mind gets. So this is why we bring in the trust and surrender, like insane trust and insane surrender, like never before, to really, really deeply listen. Because your heart, your soul knows how to do this. There's that part of you that divine intelligence, the infinite wisdom that's within you knows how to do this path. But we have to listen, and it means busting through, transforming, shifting those old programs that are in your system. And our job is to sort of unpick that, unhook it, release it, and bring through an anchor the upgraded version of your the frequency that you bring in. So it's like a high-end, high-grade technology that you're learning how to bring in. It's a whole new system. And what I see is that we're all part of this. It's a co-creation. I used to feel completely alone doing this work, feeling like I was carrying the whole world on my shoulders, which was just completely not true. But that's the level of separation that I was experiencing. What I know, and I was shown by my guidance, is there are millions of conscious beings, light workers, light leaders, who are here doing this work, and it's a co-creation. It's like a web of light, and together we link and we transform, and we all have our little piece. We all have our little piece of the puzzle. We're all anchoring our particular energy or frequency, and showing up in the places that we're being guided and led to, but we interlink with each other. It's like this beautiful web, or these amazing root systems that connect and communicate underground, so to speak. And we can tap into that. Everyone has different ways of experiencing energy, but we can tap into that interconnectedness where we are working together. And the more that we can lean in and to receive that support, the easier this becomes. And and some of you know, I've found that really hard, opening up to receive support, because I didn't feel safe. I did not feel safe. So I've been on a journey of learning how to receive that support and realize that we're totally interconnected. So that old idea of like the I, and that sort of the ego separation, really needs to be transformed here. We just need to show up to our piece and deeply listen. So that is the idea. Obviously, the journey, it can be super intense and super challenging, as like all of you here now already, right? I tend to draw on people who are highly experienced, who are not new to this work. If you are new to this work, just trust that you're ready. Because also on a soul level, we have all this information in us anyway. Some people are on the fast track awakening journey, and some of us, like me, I've been doing this for over 20 years. Needed to go maybe a little bit more slow and steady. So welcome, 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 welcome. I'm so delighted and excited to share and connect with you. What I want you to do now, I want you to bring whatever it is that you are calling in at this time. So I want you to hold an intention for whatever you're looking to manifest. Now, obviously, for me, what I've learned about manifestation is we can manifest and create from the level of the mind and level of the ego, that we can have certain ego desires. But for me, I don't recommend that, because you can create from that level, but it usually creates the opposite as well. So it doesn't necessarily bring you joy and fulfillment and ultimate happiness. You can manifest but still feel unfulfilled. And that's like chasing, it's like the hungry ghost syndrome, where we can keep chasing something, but it doesn't really nourish you, it doesn't really feed you. So for me, what I found with manifesting is if we go into the deepest depth of our heart and our soul, that infinite consciousness, that inner guidance system, this part of us will lead us to greatness. This part of us will lead us to create a life of abundance. This part of us will lead us to create like true joy, fulfillment, connection, love, and really have a deep and nourishing and rich experience of life. So it's really about, this work is really about fully coming alive and being fully alive in all that life has to offer us. So I recommend creating from that part of you. You'll learn, like if we do create from the ego, life will show us, we'll get a little slam dunk. And so that's okay. It's fine. We are creative beings. We are here to just enjoy creation, and that's absolutely fine. But what we want to awaken is your heart consciousness, which is highly, highly intelligent, and it can create way, way better than the mind and the ego can anyhow. And it's often much more simple and straightforward than the mind will allow. So we really want to open up to simplicity. Open up to simplicity, because simplicity is actually a very high frequency. It's advanced. To welcome in simplicity as your way forward is actually a very advanced state of being. So but the mind finds that really hard, because we've been trained in hard work and struggle and all of that. So it doesn't mean it's easy, but we want to find that ease and flow in that simple, like clean line that will take you into that next step. Because it's not, the thing is most of this work, how I experience it, I would say 90 to 95%, it's mindset, it's inner alignment. And then the action that we're guided to take is often relatively simple and straightforward when we're aligned. So for me, most of the work is the inner alignment work. And then things tend to kind of drop and fall into place in a relatively straightforward way. So for me, a lot of this work is doing that clearing, that inner work, inner alignment, really connecting, really listening, shifting and clearing, bless our minds, bless our old systems that are desperately like clinging on for dear life. We need to soothe that part of ourselves, calm it down, be like, I know, this is terrifying. And then we can like put that to rest, calm it down, so we can really go back into deep listening again. Because what you're being called into is like super intense, and it's expanding you beyond the beyond. It's taking you into a realm that you do not know, you do not understand. You know it somewhere in your heart, but the mind's like, what the fuck is this? It's completely terrifying, and like for me, it feels like life-threatening at times, and also it feels like I'm about to die a lot of the time. So sometimes what I'm being guided into feels like going to my death, because it is a death, because it's an ego death. It's a death of the old self. It's a death of the old systems. It's a death of the old perceptions of reality. And then we welcome in this much more aligned version of you, which is like, it's like coming home, right? And we know this, but it's, for me still, this is a daily practice. And to be honest with you, throughout the day. So I'm reconnecting to my heart, my essence, my inner guidance system throughout the day. So I say to people, like, we want to do this work at least a minimum of 4 times a week to keep that momentum going. But for me, like, it's all the time. So I don't want to like intimidate any of you with that, but it's like a 24/7 alignment job. So because I've realized that I don't want to give any energy to those parts that go into fear and limitation and that want to clamp down on this flow. Obviously, when that comes up, we need to do that inner work, we need to do that inner healing, we need to do the transformation work, which is an ongoing process. But I don't want to give it enough energy to kind of create. I don't want to be creating from that place. I want to be recognizing it, loving it, soothing it, transforming it, and getting back into alignment with that flow of energy that's guiding us forward. It's really like how I experience, I actually haven't really surfed much, but it reminds me of being a surfer. So if we imagine there's like a huge wave, this wave of consciousness, we need to learn how to surf those waves. If you're on a really big wave, it's going to propel that surfboard. Imagine the power under like a massive wave. Like I say, I'm not a pro surfer, but I can get that, tap into that energy. And to allow that momentum to take you and transform you. And then we do that alignment work to stay on top of that board, right? And let it propel you forward. So, easier said than done, but that's the general idea. Awesome. Welcome, Isabel. Welcome, Casa. All right, let's take a deep breath. I'm getting overexcited here. Take a beautiful deep breath into your body. And welcome all of you here. Let's see how much in this session we can all, including myself, surrender to the energy of this space. Surrender to the momentum. Surrender to this force, this energy, this consciousness, this divinity that is working with you and through you and for you. And that you're working for. You're like the caretaker. You're the caretaker of this energy. And your job is to listen to it, nurture it, honor it, take care of it, right? So, amazing. So what I want you to do is I want you to, because this space is an amplifying space, this space activates abundance. What I want you to do is I want you to bring whatever it is that you're wanting to manifest at this time, or you're being guided to manifest at this time. So this could be clients, this could be something in a program, it can be something kind of business related, it can be health related, it can be relationship related, it can be a state of being that you want to tap into and connect to. I'd like you to take a moment to write down whatever it is that you're calling in, whatever it is that's calling you. to be honest. It's more that way around. It's like, this is calling you. We just need to get out of the way and listen. Get over ourselves and listen. So let's allow this space to speak to you, and take a moment to write that down. And we're just going to go quiet for a bit, unless there's more words that want to come through, and hold space for that. Let's hold space for what is calling you into at this time. I'd also like you to welcome in a monetary amount, money. How much money wants to come through you? Money manifestation is a very, very powerful tool for this work. Again, it just wants to flow through you. It's an energy. So how much money wants to be coming into your life? Wants to be working through you? Let's release all judgments and listen. Take a minute. And this space is receiving you. It's receiving your dreams. It's receiving your intentions. It's receiving your purpose. It's receiving your essence. Allow it to support you. Allow it to transform you. Bringing all of you here. So what's really interesting is that when we start tuning in, when I start tuning in, there's some practical steps, but most of it is about a state of being for me. And when I'm coaching my clients, this is really for me the most important thing, because abundance work is really fundamentally, first and foremost, about a state of being. It's about being in alignment with your true nature and being the walking, talking embodiment of that. This is the fundamental foundations of this work. It's a state of being. And then all the physical manifestations and the actions that we take come from that. So we want to make sure that there are states of being in what you're calling in. So whatever it is financially, or with relationship, or health, or business, whatever it is, we want to tap into what is that vibrational frequency that I'm embodying. What am I calling myself into as a state of being, an experience? Welcome, Fanula. Welcome, Rachel. So this is the most important thing, because then you can, like I said, from ego you can manifest, from ego you can create, but it won't feed you fundamentally within yourself. When we're fundamentally aligned with who we are, there's that sense of everything's okay. The rest of it is a bonus. Your state of being creates a funnel for receiving. It's a vortex for receiving. Love, connection, peace, presence, harmony, sense of freedom, space. What state of being are you calling in? What is your true aligned state of being? When you're fully you, fully embodying all that you are, what is that? Can you put some words on it? And this is the most important aspect of abundance and manifestation work. All right, let's take a moment to welcome that in. And if anyone wants to share in the comments what you're calling in, I'd love to hear if you would like to. Share your dreams. I tell you, I've done hundreds of coaching calls around what people are calling in and asking for. they're almost all exactly the same. Like, really, it's quite extraordinary what people on this level are calling in. There's a through line. We might have slightly different aspects to it, but fundamentally, it's amazing. We're all really calling in a very similar thing. So know that whatever you're calling in is totally okay. Bring it. Let it be seen. Let it be witnessed. Let it be visible. Because actually that's part of bringing it into reality. We need to bring ourselves out of hiding. I mean, this has been probably the biggest part of my abundance journey, is the willingness to show up and share who I am. And the deep vulnerability that is. So true me, I love it. Calling true me, exactly. That's exactly it. And what I've realized is that really is, there are lots of different fundamental pieces with abundance work, but that's really it. It's about you being fully you, fully embodying all that you are, fully owning all that you are, valuing all that you are, and being that, like, really holding yourself powerfully in that. This is it. This is like the key. There's a powerful journey with that, of course. My pure being, calling in my writing muse. Amazing. Exactly. And then from that sense, like, when we have ourselves, when we're fully embodying who we are, there's a deep trust and faith, and then that really propels action from in a much different way. It's going to help us to action and take those steps forward. So beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Keep writing, keep sharing. I'm not going to be able to read them all now, but please keep sharing and writing, and you can read Aligned Clients, Deep Transformation, Clarity, 50 grand a year, amazing. So yeah, let's welcome all of it. The really interesting thing I can just feel with the hiding is shame. So we really want to go in and expose the shame. This is the shadow work, the part of you that might feel shame for who you are, shame for what you desire, shame, just shame in general. So this is where, again, any shame or shadow that shows up is simply where we're hiding our light and hiding our truth. So this is why we have to dive in. We have to have the courage to expose dive into the shadow, be with the shadow, love the shadow, and allow it to transform from that place. So it's deep. It's the path of the very courageous, I've realized. It's not for everyone. So thank you. You're a path maker, a way shower, a leader, and we lead through doing the inner work. It's conscious leadership. We lead through, like, vulnerability and being willing to face parts of ourselves that most people aren't willing. And we then are the walking, talking embodiment of that, showing, like, what's possible. You're being the living, breathing example of what's possible just by your state of being. It's hugely powerful. It's like a powerful light that sends ripple effects outwards beyond what our mind can understand. So my inner guidance always says to me, if you can see the impact of your being when you're aligned, you would never fear anything ever again. We just can't always see the impact of this work. A lot of it feels quite underground, but it is doing extraordinary things. So, amazing. Shining my light bright to lead the way for others. Yes! So, and this is it. And shining our light bright, leading the way for others. Yes. And we are at the center of that. So one of my biggest abundance blocks was I was all about wanting to help and heal and, like, change the world, but it was all this energy going outward. I wasn't including myself somehow. It's like I want everyone else to have it, but I'll just sit here quietly. But really, actually, we have to allow ourselves to receive that, to be that, and to have it for ourselves. So this is where you have to claim it inside. It's an inside-out job. So you have to allow yourself to have as much, if not more, than the people you want to serve. And this is it can be hard, especially for women. We need to make sure that energy flow is going the right way. Otherwise, it creates abundance leaks, energy leaks, when it's overgiving, when it's not coming through your vehicle, when it's not funneling through you, we end up leaking our energy out. And that will be showing up in our finances, showing up in our bank accounts. We need to open up that funnel of receiving. so that you can welcome it in, so you are whole and complete. You are looked after. You are nurtured. You are nourished. You are full up. And then, this is the ideal we give from that overflow, right? So there's a lot of, this is the inner work. Amazing. Yeah, so me too, Julia. I mean, this was like a huge thing. I didn't really understand. It took me a long time to understand how these energy systems work. And it's been a very uncomfortable journey for me to go, oh my God, like I have to receive for myself. Like, all that stuff that can bring up as well, being selfish or greedy or whatever the belief systems are. For me now, I'm like, oh my God, this is my duty. This is my duty. Because I know my heart and you know your heart. This is the thing. This work is calling in people with beautiful hearts and souls. You really want to make an impact and really want to make a difference. We can't do that if we're not nurturing and nourishing ourselves first. And that is it's this weird sort of paradox. So amazing, 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 amazing. So welcome in all that you're asking for. You can close your eyes for this. You can lie down, sit up. We're going to be activating your light, your essence, calling it in, waking it up. I see you. Beautiful energy, beautiful essence that is me. This part of you, it's effortless when we awaken it. And this is the other thing that's hard for our minds to understand, is you being fully you being fully aligned with abundance, is you just being. You're just being you. So we sometimes run around the houses to realize we have to just come back here. So what if this is enough? What if you being you in this moment, shining brightly and deeply connecting, expanding your light is enough in this moment? What if that's all you need to be doing and being in this moment and every moment? So we want to be healing the wounds of not enough and coming back into full enoughness and full alignment. Welcoming in, opening up this funnel of receiving the money you're calling in, receiving everything that you're calling in that will bring you back into your being, that will bring you back into alignment. So everything that you're calling in, it needs you to be at the center of it. You have to be holding yourself in yourself. That creates like a funnel. It creates a space. It creates a vortex for receiving. It creates a vortex for receiving. Otherwise, your energy goes out, and that's great. And then people around you are like, wow, I feel so much better when I'm around you. Oh my God, I feel so good. And you're like, that's great. But there's that center point that's missing out. And eventually you burn out. It's not sustainable. So we want to bring in. We're going to open up this vortex of receiving. We're going to open up a funnel of receiving that comes through your body. It's like, when you flush the toilet or let the water out of the bath, it creates that sort of whirlpool. We're creating that whirlpool to come through your body, to open you up to receiving and opening up this vehicle that is your body. So allow this energy to activate you. Allow this energy to activate you. This energy knows what to do. It's divine intelligence. It's trying to wake you up. It's trying to wake you up. It's waking you up. We don't have a whole lot of choice as well. So we need to funnel this light, this consciousness, this high frequency energy, the truth of who you are, and funnel it into your body. This is taking that seed of consciousness, planting it into the earth. If you imagine being planted into the earth, that earth might be a bit dark and cold. So sometimes when we're being planted and rooted into ourselves, we meet and visit aspects that do not feel good. But we're going to take that light now, we're going to funnel it into all aspects of yourself that have been left, that have been abandoned, that have been forgotten about. Those parts of you that have been lying deep, dark in the shadows. And in there is pain, and there is sadness, feelings of alone, feelings of rejection, hurt, anger. We need to funnel that light, funnel the essence of who you are, and go in and scoop up those parts of you. They are there anyways. It's like how I see it psychically. It's like they're in an underground prison. They're there, just like wilting away. We cannot move. This really isn't a process of moving forward. This is a process of moving inward. So with this abundance work, we don't have to go anywhere, but in. You're not going to manifest by going out. We don't create out. We create in. So we have to funnel down And as you go in and scoop up, as you bring that light and go in and scoop up those parts of yourself that have been left and abandoned, rejected and neglected, what happens is, even though you're facing immense pain, maybe you're facing immense trauma, maybe you're facing the worst feelings you can possibly imagine, what happens when you funnel in is you create this space, you create this funnel for receiving. It's extraordinary. Who knew that facing your deepest pain would help you to land into abundance and manifest? It's nuts, but really it's what needs to happen. I tried to do all this manifesting, staying in this high frequency energy, and I couldn't understand why every time I was calling in what I wanted, the exact opposite would show up. And I said, what the hell is going on? This is when I was started doing manifestation work over 15 years ago. And I was like, no one talks about the bad stuff. Everyone's just talking about staying in high vibration, stay positive, stay positive, stay positive. I'm like, every time I go to manifest, I just feel these really awful feelings. So then I realized, because no one's talking about the shadow work that goes with that. And this is what takes the courage to face ourselves, to feel ourselves. But I tell you what, I know a lot of you have done a lot of shadow work already. It's not new information for you, but we just want to go in and dive in and find yourself on a whole new level. Okay, so that's what I want to do with you now. Let's be brave, courageous, light leaders and conscious beings going into the shadows, knowing that really, truly, honestly, what we find in there is not bad at all. It's the most beautiful, 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 beautiful thing. It's just been left. It's just been neglected. It's the most beautiful, 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 beautiful thing. And that pain and that part of you that's been abandoned is sitting on a portal. It's sitting on a gate. It's sitting on a passageway into the next level of abundance. It's like the dragon, the dark, scary dragon that's protecting the entrance of the cave that's filled with jewels. We need to have the courage to face the dragon. Okay? This is an ongoing process. It's an ongoing process. We're going to keep meeting these parts of ourselves. We're going to keep having to come back in because there's a tendency to pull out. There's a tendency to just want to feel joy and happy and great and light, and that's wonderful. But we also have to have that deep depth in ourselves, that richness of being. So let's go in. You might be going in already. Breathing down, right down into your perineum. So all of this shadow work and the abundance work, in terms of where the blocks are that I experience when I work with people, it's all in the sacral area, for women in the womb, in the vagina, the genitals, balls, the cock, the anus, the lower part of the spine, the pubic bone on the front, hips. So we're going to go deep down, diving deep into the self. Breathing into that part of your body. We're breathing into the deepest depth of the self, as much as you possibly can go into today. This is you, holding you, embodying you. Eventually, this is allowing a space for the next level of embodiment. Holding yourself in all that you are, the shadow and the light. Holding yourself in your deepest pain, holding yourself in your sadness, holding yourself in your trauma, holding yourself in that very lonely place. Let's go in and scoop that part up. We're going to go and sit in there and breathe in there and be in there. I am so sorry I abandoned you. I'm so sorry I left you, myself. I thought what I was looking for was out. It's not. It's in. It's been here the whole time. So I funnel in even deeper. I'm here for you. And this is something you might want to journal with, depending on how you best receive information. We want to go in and talk to this part. This sad, deflated part. We want to go in and be with that bit. And allow all the feelings to be there. Whatever they are. I'm sorry you haven't been received. I'm sorry you haven't been seen. I'm sorry you haven't been witnessed. I'm sorry you haven't been celebrated. I'm sorry I haven't really understood who you are. I'm here. I'm here for you now. And your presence, your acceptance transforms this part of you. So we breathe in. We allow the feelings to transform you. Everyone's slightly different. Everyone experiences these things slightly differently. Honor your experience. Honor yourself. Honor how it comes through for you. Okay, so we're bringing in your light, the light of consciousness, into yourself, and we're awakening. We're awakening your base chakra. We're awakening your sacral energies. Opening up those lower centers, which help things to manifest into the physical world. There's a portal of energy that awakens around the perineum, which is the base chakra. We kind of know this stuff, but what we want to do is actually activate it now. It's like we know it all, let's just do it. So what we want to do, once this part of your body feels safe enough, feels seen, feels, safe. It's really about just feeling safe. And it can trust in the process, it will start to relax and open. It will start to relax and open. So we want to open up this portal, activate it even more, and allow the energies of this higher frequency consciousness, the heart consciousness, to funnel through your body. Awakens up around the sacral, and then is realized sending these amazing roots through your body. So we want to take your beautiful energy and root it into the earth, root it into your life. So we're rooting you and all that you are here into the soil, into the fertilized soil. Now breathing in. We're activating this base chakra. And just be with wherever you are right now. Just be with wherever you are right now. And we're going to funnel in even deeper and ask to be shown clearly in whatever way is best for you. What is stopping me or blocking me from welcoming in the next level of my abundance? What is stopping me or blocking me from bringing through this energy? What is stopping me or blocking me from being all that I am? And ask to be shown. What needs your attention now? Let's take it even deeper. What is stopping you or blocking you from welcoming in the next level of who you are, your abundance of all that you're calling in? All right. Now, if you feel brave, you can share. You can type in some of the things that are stopping you or blocking you. Let's expose it. Let's just expose it. Bring it into the light. Bring it into this space if you feel safe to. I'll share mine. It's like my power. So I've always been scared of it. Scared of my power. Scared of what it's going to do. And sometimes it's felt like anger as well. It's so strong. It's a very transformational energy. And it's like, I've been waiting, there's been different levels of it, but there's still a little energy that's like waiting for permission to have enough sort of people who, have my back and support me, that I feel safe to go, okay, here I am. And that's been happening over time. But it's like we've got, as leaders, as conscious leaders, we've got to do this work, whether there's people who are celebrating you and supporting you or not. And the more you show up in that, the more those people will start turning up. So what is it for you? What is stopping you or blocking you? It can be an emotion, it can be a belief, it might just be an energy that you feel. All right. So we're just going to breathe into that, giving it a little bit more space. And this again is a process you're going to just keep coming back to. And it's like mining for gold. We're digging deeper and deeper and deeper into yourself. Deeper and deeper and deeper into yourself. Yeah, your feminine power. Yes. Same for me. And I do think also, like with this path where we are reawakening energies that are our true nature, that have been suppressed for a very long time. And we're a part of this wave of waking that up again. Waking it up. All right. When you funnel deep into your shadow, when you can hold yourself and love yourself and accept yourself and all that you are, the shadow and the light, and be with it and hold yourself in it, you create a very powerful vortex for receiving. You create a funnel for receiving. You create a space. You create a space. So it's really interesting, isn't it? And actually there's these waves of transformation, waves of healing, as you, like most of you know already very well, that we just have to go through. Allow the pain to transform us. Allow ourselves to deepen into ourselves through pain, through challenge, through triggers. Embrace it. Use it consciously. So now, like I've learned over years of healing work, that whatever life is bringing us, it's here to serve you. What if it's here to wake you up? Your greatest challenge is actually your greatest gift. And then it's here to show you what it almost poking in the hiding parts, pokes in the parts that need to wake up. So allow those challenges to transform you. That is part of this work. And we surrender into them. And then we have these amazing breakthroughs. Then you might land that client, or that, amount of money comes in, or, these kind of magical moments of manifestation, which we know about and hear about. But it comes through having the courage to do that deep inner work first. So receiving, accepting, humility. Yeah. So I saw a tree root winding through my gut. I'm making it smaller and loosening its hold. And also, I don't know, I feel like with that, what about taking that roots, allowing that roots to go even deeper, allowing it to go through you? Ask it what it is. Whatever we see or feel, ask it what it is. What is that intelligence? What does it want? What does it need? Because sometimes we have judgments of things being bad or good. If we release the judgments and just listen, what does this part of me need? What is this calling me into? Then we can allow that to transform us. All right, so take another beautiful deep breath into your body. Welcoming all of you. I hope you can feel yourself landed just a little bit deeper, right down into your perineum, right down into your sexual organs, right down into your body. We want to take all of that and we want to awaken you right down your legs into your feet. So I'm now going to ask that every single cell in your body vibrates at the frequency of your heart, your soul, your gifts. We're going to awaken every single cell in your body in alignment with your true essence to help you be the walking, talking embodiment of all that you're calling in. We manifest, we create through being that energy. And it's an inside-out job. So let's invite all of you, the deepest depth of your truth, to awaken through your body. Waking you up, waking you up, waking you up. And we're going to allow space for the old to be released. And I'd like to invite any of those old energies that are ready to go to funnel down through you. Oh, bless you. Welcome the tears, welcome them. It's absolutely okay. It's so clever. Crying is such a great way to release. It's a very intelligent way to release. Let the pain transform you. Let the pain transform you. What if it's not bad? What if it's here to serve you? What if we surrender to it? When we surrender, it's no longer pain. It's just intensity. It's just intense energy moving through. I'm like a spiritual midwife. We're birthing you into reality. And there's waves. And sometimes those pain moments are like the contraction that's designed. The contraction's designed to push that baby out, right? So what if we can surrender and trust in the intelligence of you being birthed into the world? Welcome your anger. Let the anger transform you. It's a powerful energy. Anger, if we don't judge it, it's just like fire. Fire can kill and burn and destroy, but fire can heat our home and cook our food and be a beautiful thing to sit around the fire or a candle. Let the consciousness of the anger transform you. Funnel you even deeper. Funnel you even deeper. What if you release the judgment and just feel it as an energy? Feel it as an energy. Allow it to do what it knows how to do. We just want to bring it through our bodies and not project it outwards. All the pain that humans do to each other, we project the pain outward that we can't bear to feel. So if we can own our own stuff and embody it and transform it, it stops us from projecting. It stops us from like putting hurt onto other people. So take it, let it funnel through you. I'm rolling my hips. You can roll your hips to help that funnel in. And actually, if a woman in labor, if she's just left to do her thing, she'll be moving. She'll be moving her body, making sounds. So you might want to move your body with this. You might want to stretch your body with this as it's starting to funnel in, to open. So this is also, embodiment also needs movement. So listen to how your body wants to move. All right, beautiful one. Okay, just breathe one more time deep down into your pelvic floor. Allow the intelligence of this energy moving with you and through you to birth you to the next level. Relaxing in, breathing in and surrendering even more, letting go even more, trusting even more. Breathing in, and breathing in, and breathing in. And there's a beautiful space beneath you. We're waking up through this process. We're activating and waking up the portals of abundance, the gateways to abundance. You are the gateway to abundance. It's about unlocking those caves deep within you. And we do that, we've accessed those points by having the courage to feel ourselves so deeply, right? So it's a process of funneling in and funneling in and funneling in. We're awakening these ancient caves of wisdom, of wealth, of connection that is in us. It's always been there. It's always been there. That's what we want to funnel back into. And the more you're holding yourself, the more you're going to be walking through life embodying who you are, feeling a sense of self-worth, feeling a sense of knowing who you are, owning who you are. So that's the sort of the benefit. And it also calms the mind down, helps you feel more peaceful, more balanced. Okay, so I want you just to keep breathing. And now I'd like you to ask yourself, just because the energy is going to still work with you while you're in this space, I'd like you to ask yourself, or ask this intelligence, what support do you need? Is there anything that you can call in or welcome in to help you? What support do you need? And let's see if there's anything that comes up. What support do you need at this time? What would help you with this process at this time? Letting yourself be held. Holding yourself and letting yourself be held. And let's call that in. So it may not be in your reality now. We're calling it in. You can manifest for aligned friends and support. You can call it in. All right, beautiful ones. Please keep sharing. If you have any questions or comments, please share. We can dive a little bit more into this. But really, this is the process. We want to keep holding on to that vision, your essence, and creating space to funnel in and be here. And now we've called in what support do we need, because it's really, really about, knowing on a very deep level that you can't do this alone. You're never meant to do this alone, and you can't. And actually, we're not doing this alone. So that any sense of alone is showing up this separation, the schism within our own system. So so we want you to open up to the support that's there, that's available to you. And that also means bringing some of those barriers of protection down. I was the queen of this. And still working to even open up to receive more and more and more. How supported will you allow yourself to be, right? So beautiful. And now let's ask, and it may not be for this moment, but let's ask, what am I being guided into? Is there any aligned action that I'm being guided to take at this time? What am I being guided into? And there might be a really simple baby step that will help you to move towards or welcome in what you're calling in. What am I being guided into at this time? What aligned action do I need to take? And have a little listen, a feel. This might be something you want to journal with. And you can share if there's anything you want to share. I love that, the image of you crowd surfing, being held by so many arms. Exactly, that is it. Sisterhood, you need sisterhood. Your fellow witches, yeah, well, here they are. You've manifested them. Can't help dancing around and welcoming bright, powerful energies. Feels so good. That's amazing. I can't see the rest of the message, but beautiful. Exactly. Dance is such a powerful thing. Moving with all this is such a powerful thing. It's why I do that quite a lot. Stretching, moving, kind of getting all of this into the body, getting all of it into the body, and then releasing. Okay. All right. So this tree is bad. It's been wounding me, and I found the roots. Okay. So bad doesn't exist. What I want you to do is release the judgment of that energy of what you're feeling and let it, and like help it transform. It's a powerful energy. So anything that, when we have an aspect of ourself or an aspect of our power or who we are that's not being realized, that that's underground, it can start to be very self-destructive. It can be very destructive. It becomes a destructive energy. And I guess that becomes bad, and that it creates negative results for ourselves. But through the embracing of all of it, and releasing the judgments of good or bad, we can work with it and allow it to transform and become its sort of highest frequency. So any parts of our power that's not being fully embodied and realized will become destructive. And most light workers tend to go inward. They tend to be self-destructive because they don't want to hurt other people. Or they can lash out as well, of course. But often we go inward and we end up kind of attacking ourselves. So it becomes a destructive energy. But actually, all it is, it's light, it's energy. It's just energy that needs to express itself. So what we want to do is go in and really listen. How does this energy want to kind of express itself? What's its truth? How does it want to flow? And give it space to flow, even though we might judge it to be bad. It's just a powerful, powerful energy, which is often, is tied into our sexual energy, awakening all of it. All the money manifestation work is directly connected to our sexual energy, our life force energy, and it's just been locked. It's been on lockdown. And yeah, that energy has done a lot of destructive things to ourselves and potentially others in other lifetimes as well. There's a lot of shit going on with that, going on the planet. We know it, we see it, but actually one of the most powerful things we can do is transform that energy within ourselves, set it free, and start to redirect the energy. It just hasn't been guided. It's an energy that hasn't been guided or mentored. So that's what I'd love you to just spend a little bit of time communicating it. You can journal with it, write with it, talk to it. First, sometimes it needs to be heard, so it can seem kind of bad or destructive. And then once it's witnessed and heard and held and been given a voice, it can start to redirect, and then it will start to reveal its gifts. It will start to reveal its light and its transformational powers, so to speak. Okay, so let's just go back to aligned action. If there's anything else that you're being guided to do, to create, to transform. So the aligned action can be an inner state. It could be just a being, stopping, going within. But it might be like, go and contact that person. Sometimes the aligned action, for me anyway, is anything I was guided to actually do is often like where my greatest fears would lie. So having to go and then take an action to something that might really challenge you. And I recommend getting support for that or accountability for that. It might be to reach out, contact someone, put yourself out there visibly somehow. Claim yourself, speak your truth. So listen. This intelligence will guide you one step at a time, one baby step at a time. So keep going back and listening. All right, so I'd love to open up space for more comments. Before I do that, I really want to just let you know that there's a really beautiful space open up for you. I'd like to invite you into my creation to help you take the next step. So if you've really enjoyed this challenge, but you're ready to expand into more, there's more calling you, and you have this sense about wanting to deepen this work together, I'd really like to invite you to come and explore a new space. It's like welcoming you into this cave of abundance, this cave of wealth consciousness. And this is my Living Abundance Mastermind. And I am inviting people to come in and explore the space. There's a space for 10 conscious beings. Women and conscious men are welcome into this space. You'll be getting the call. I know that with people I work with, it's almost like predestined. It's like a soul contract that we are contracted, so to speak, to work together, to co-create. This is a space of co-creation. This is a space that's calling in high-level beings who are ready. Ready, I mean, you could still feel fear and doubt and, oh my God, before you kind of jump into a next level, but there's something powerfully calling you in. And what I want you to do is message me directly through email or Facebook Messenger and say, yeah, let's talk more. And then I can share the full details with you. But I want you to know that this is a space of people who take self-responsibility, people who own their shit, people who are willing to show up in vulnerability, to share themselves, people who are willing to co-create, because this is a space of co-creation. It's not so much me as like a teacher. It's a space where together we do really powerful deep diving. We activate your abundance. We're here to awaken you to the next level of your purpose and really create a space to just do it, to just embody it. It's not so much about teaching you concepts or new ideas. It's a space where we actually just activate you and, step into the discomfort, because it is uncomfortable. A safe space where you can breathe in and through the discomfort and be held in that, and be burst through to the other side. So I'd love to invite you to explore that space if it's calling you. And it's really, for me, it's kind of a new paradigm space. And just tune in, listen to your heart, see if it's calling you, and then message me directly and see if there's anything else around that. So this is basically what we're doing with the space, and what I've been guided to do is we just need to have as much space as possible to keep in alignment. So we're going to be meeting every week live to just come back into alignment, and come back into alignment, and come back to alignment, and activate you into your abundance over and over and over again, because we need to awaken your true nature. And it can be very confronting when we're coming up against the ego or coming up against our fears. So that is what the space is designed to do, is just to activate you, come back again and again and again. And then from that space of total clarity and safety, that's when you can really listen, really hear, really know what to do, the aligned action you're guided to take, or do that inner work, that inner shadow work, a space where you're held and supported through that as well. So that is kicking off very soon. I want to know who's coming. I want to know who's in and get this party started. It's time. It is time, because this work is not, it's about you and your life and your abundance, but it really is about your purpose. It's about what you're here to do. It's about what the planet needs. There's a huge push now for light workers to get embodied, get into the world, take action. We've been in a preparation mode up until now, I feel. Now it's time to do it. So if that is calling you, even if you feel scared and if you feel like, oh my God, message me. Let's start a conversation, and we'll have a tune in and really see where your place is. I've got some fast action bonuses as an incentive for you to take action right away. So for the first 3 people that sign up, you can get a free VIP session with me, and we'll have an even deeper dive one-to-one. And there's some other bonuses as well. So message me, email me, Facebook message me, and we'll continue the conversation. I'll share more details with you then. All right. So thank you. I'm wondering if there are any other questions or anything else you want to share, anything else you want help with while we're here together. And you got me for a little bit longer. So let's keep diving in. All right. Otherwise, I'll just keep talking. Does anyone else have anything they want to share or speak into or have witnessed? Or maybe we've just done it. What's quite funny about this work is it can take us into, like for the women that are in my, I've been running the first round of the Living Abundance Mastermind from January. And often at the end of the sessions, everyone's just quiet. Because we've just gone into a really high vibe space beyond words. Thanks, Lara. Amazing, powerful call. I love everything you're saying. I really resonate with it. Yes, my love. I know we're super aligned in all this, aren't we? It's beautiful. It's such a pleasure to know you, darling, and to connect with you in this way. Amazing. And the thing is, I know most of you, and you may not know each other, but you're all amazing. You're all amazing, and we're all there's like a kind of a frequency, which is just so nice. So it's so nice to be with soul friends, and connect powerfully together. Okay, so I don't see any other comments or questions. If there's anything else, I'll just stay for another moment to give you a chance to write. I'm just going to see if there's anything else to share with you at this time. So what I'm hearing is courage, dear souls, courage, dear friends. We need courage like never before. The courage to funnel into ourselves. The courage to be ourselves, the courage to show up and shine, show up, share, shine, risk, take that risk of vulnerability. I can't tell you how paralyzed I was around really showing up and sharing myself. I'm seeing some questions coming in, and it's amazing. What's happened to me is I actually really felt like I was going to my death a lot, like the fear of persecution. With the work that I was being guided into. And what's happened is I've just actually met more and more and more amazing people. So it's really, really cool because we think that all this bad stuff's going to happen. And actually all this good stuff happens. It actually opens us up to more abundance and connection and love. It's amazing. So thank you. I've just had something come up. Oh, where did I go? Come up about creating a ceremony and hungry to heal whatever that this past stuff is. Definitely. Yeah, I know you're being called to hold space. Because the thing is actually when we just show up in who we are, magic happens. And it seems so simple. That's the thing. When I was talking to you yesterday, so Christine's in my Manifestation Mastery membership. We were talking about this yesterday. It's like our gift, actually when we're showing up in our gift, it doesn't feel like work. It's just being. And our mind can't get that who we are just being is enough. And actually when we show up in our energy, that's often when the magic happens. Just start showing up in some kind of space, even if it's just by yourself. Know that really all you need to do is show up, and you will be guided through that. You'll be guided through just the showing up process. Thank you. You're so welcome. Thank you. Oh, great. I'm so glad you messaged me. I'm looking forward to speaking with you more. My body, my left hand was strongly shaking. Waking up the left side of your body. So yeah, the body can do all sorts of interesting shakes and jolts and twitching as we release. It's very, very normal. And it's okay to just keep breathing. Allow your body to do its thing. Sometimes my body will do these weird jolts and it's all a bit weird, but it's just your body releasing energy. Cool, beautiful ones. So for me, I've realized what's the most important thing to me is connection and staying connected. So whatever happens, this space will be open for a while. So let's just stay connected, keep sharing. If anything else comes up, I'll be checking into the space probably for the next week. It's a chance to share and connect with others. So it's saying such a good reminder, just show up and that's enough. Deep connection between abundance and visibility at this time for us all. Yes, and Rihanna is a visibility expert and helps with this. Exactly. So it's really like it continues to surprise me, this simplicity of just show up and share, just show up and be yourself. Speak your truth. Like, how can it be that simple? But it is, it's so powerful. Thank you for this magical session. You are very welcome, Renata. It's my deepest, greatest pleasure. This is like, for me, this is just so joyful. This is my job, and it's like completely just the best thing ever to show up and share and connect with you all. How lucky are we? All right, so I don't see any other questions at the moment. Let's continue the conversation. If you're getting that call, even if you're like, I don't know, get a little turning nervous feeling in your gut, just message me. Let's have a conversation and see what wants to happen next. You're so welcome, Penelope. So much love to you all. Amazing, amazing people, amazing beings. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for doing this work. It is so powerful and so needed and so important. And bless you all. And I look forward to continuing this connection beyond today. Much love. Speak to you soon. Mwah.